What if I told you that your morning routine is costing you $300,000? No, this isn't a lecture about avocado toast. This is about opportunity cost, the math of wealth that most people ignore until it's too late. Sarah realized that her small $10 decisions weren't just expenses. They were a massive transfer of wealth from her pocket to someone else's. If you've ever felt like your paycheck disappears the moment it arrives, you need to see the data behind Sarah's transformation. Because once you see the system, you can't unsee it. In our last video, Sarah did the hardest part. She stopped the guessing game. She opened her eyes and realized that her money wasn't disappearing into thin air. It was leaking out through 100 tiny, invisible holes. But awareness created a new, sharper kind of anxiety. Knowing you're losing money is one thing. Knowing how to stop it without living a life of misery is another. She wondered, is this it? Do I just stop living? No more dinners, no more Netflix? Is the price of freedom just boredom? Today, we're going deeper. Because what Sarah discovered next wasn't a budget. It was a system. A system backed by the same data the top 1% use to stay ahead, while the rest of the world plays a game of catch-up they can never win. Sarah looked at her past 3 years of bank statements. Every time she got a raise, her savings stayed at zero. Economists call this lifestyle creep. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, as income increases, spending on non-essentials like apparel and entertainment spikes by over 20%. We don't buy what we need. We buy what our new salary says we can afford. To break the cycle, Sarah implemented the 50-30-20 rule. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for the future. But one data point changed her life, the opportunity cost. Sarah realized the $150 she spent on unused subscriptions and impulse buys wasn't just $150. If invested in the S&P 500 with its historical 10% average return, that $150 a month grows to over $300,000 in 30 years. She wasn't just spending $10 on a coffee. She was spending $300,000 of her future freedom. She was trading her 60s for a 10-minute caffeine fix. Life doesn't care about your plans. 2 months in, Sarah's transmission died, a $2,000 repair bill. In the past, this would have gone on a credit card at 24% interest. But Sarah had her starter emergency fund. And this is where the science gets interesting. Research shows that financial scarcity can lower your effective IQ by up to 13 points. When you're stressed about money, you make bad decisions. By having that cash in a high-yield account, Sarah wasn't just buying a car repair. She was buying the ability to think clearly. 6 months later, Sarah's life looked the same to an outsider. Same car, same apartment. But internally, the architecture of her mind had shifted. She stopped asking, "Can I afford this?" and started asking, "Does this add value to my life?" She realized wealth isn't about a Ferrari. It's about options. The option to leave a toxic job, the option to travel, the option to say no. Sarah's journey started with one word: attention. It continued with one system: intentionality. Here is your data-driven challenge. Look at your last 30 days. Find your hidden leak. Reclaim it. Because once you see the system, you can't go back to being a victim of it. In our next video, we're going to look at exactly how Sarah chose her first investment and the mistakes she made that almost cost her everything. Hit the like button if you're on this journey with us, and subscribe to Money Stories with Mia for Chapter 3. Thanks for watching.